I'm Darren.
I'm Randy.
And welcome to Startup Stories.
Cause we just talking business.
We just talking business, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, every morning I wake up.
Welcome back to Startup Stories, you guys. It's your boy Randy, and you know we're just talking business, man. I'm here with my boy Darren. Say what's up to the folks, Darren.
And what's going on? How's everybody doing? It's my time to shine.
That's right. That's right. So, unlike 2 weeks ago, this episode, I am going to be asking Darren a few questions about his business.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
All right, man. So, let's go ahead and start off by tell us about your business, man.
So, in the first episode, I told y'all I got the best skin and beard care business in the game. What it's really called, it's called Quiet Vibrance Skin and Beard Care. I'm wearing the shirt. I'm wearing the business, my apparel today.
There it is.
But yeah, that's what it is. I do body creams, body oils, beard butters, or beard oils and beard balms. So yeah, that's what I do, and I make it happen, and it's a good product. I like it.
So I think the people want to know, where did you come up with Quiet Vibrance? I like it.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay, so Quiet is a play on, the Quiet part is a play on my last name, which in my family, some people pronounce it McQuieter, other folks pronounce it McQuitter, but I pronounce it McQuitter anyways, but other folks pronounce it McQuieter. But my whole point is that I took the play on the Quiet part of my last name, and then my other idea was like, you know when you see somebody walking and they're full of vibrance and they're walking down the street and you can see that coming and they are quiet. And you can see their vibrance without them saying anything, without them doing anything, without them even bringing attention to themselves. They just look like they're vibrant. So that's how I came up with the name Quiet Vibrance. And I went through a lot of, so like when I first filed for my LLC, I filed it as Quit Vibrance, and I didn't realize until after I paid all the money for it.
Stop it.
And so then I had to turn right back around and pay extra money to amend the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it changed?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it took another 2 days.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think me along with everybody else agrees that we like Quiet Vibrance. Quiet Vibrance it resonates, man.
Well, originally I wanted to call it like Flow Butter, but which I like Flow Butter.
I like Flow Butter too.
But when it comes down to like trying to get a name that is going to be easy to remember,
yes,
and something that not everyone else is using,
yes.
And so when you go into to look at like if you're gonna say you're gonna trademark it, and you type in butter or anything like that, you start seeing all these things pop up. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm seeing so much. Or when you type in butter into the search engine, immediately you're gonna see all these things that pop up at all these different websites. So I knew I had to come with something that was going to be different, that would allow people to find me easier.
Differentiate and set yourself apart.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like it. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I have a question, man. What made you want to go into skincare?
I never wanted to actually go into skincare. But what happened was, it was time for me to buy more lotion because I was running out. And of course, you know, with us, lotion is extremely important. Keeping our skin moisturized is extremely important.
Yes.
And we've all probably used everything from, I know you've used that dollar store lotion that just says cocoa butter on it with a little palm tree or whatever.
It says cocoa butter, but we all know it's not real cocoa butter.
That stuff is like water, and it never soaks into your skin. And then you have things that are just ultra thick, and it takes forever for that to go in too. So it was time for me to find new lotion, and it's always been kind of a daunting task to get lotion that's going to work for me.
Yeah.
And so I remember looking at the back of the bottle and going, I can't understand a single ingredient on this lotion bottle.
Yeah.
And why are there so many ingredients on this lotion bottle? Which then kickstarted this idea, well, I wonder if I can make my own. And so I went down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out like, how do I make my own stuff?
Yeah.
And then learning about the different types of like butters that you can make, where you can make they call it anhydrous butter, which is just butters and oil, versus an emulsified butter, which that one has your biggest property in that is going to be water.
Yes. Yes.
And so I started going through back and forth between both these things, but I started with the anhydrous first. And I went there, and it felt good and it was nice, but I thought I could do it on my own without a recipe. And so my first batch, or a couple of batches, I bombed them straight into the toilet. So I ended up having to throw a bunch of stuff away. I had to throw a bunch of my product away.
Yeah. Oh,
and then I had to go through and, do more research and figure out exactly what it is that I needed to do and how to make it the right way. And once I figured it out, it was off and running.
Wow. So you would say that creating, that's, for one, I think that's amazing in itself. The fact that you know exactly what's inside of your product. So when somebody come and tells you, like, or asks you, hey, what's in this?
Yes.
You can be like, oh yeah, it's boom, 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 boom.
Yes, and then the other thing is, so the other thing about knowing what's in your product is, it started, I made my own, like, I make my own barbecue sauces. I make my own ranch dressing. I make my own taco seasoning.
Yes.
And a lot of those things started with me going, what's inside of this product?
Yes.
I can't understand what's inside of this product. Why is there all this extra stuff that I 100% don't need in my body in these products?
Yes.
And so with those, like me starting with those things first, and then the curiosity coming in, and then me getting down to, I need a new lotion. I wonder if I can make exactly what I need, because I've already been making other things that we use daily.
Yep.
How can I do that?
Yep.
And that's where I'm at.
Wow, that's amazing, man. I know that's it for me. I mean, just in me, like, making, following a recipe and making bread, myself, I feel a sense of accomplishment. But just imagine everything that you do, you make it. Wow, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
that's cool.
Yeah, we do it with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to, and I guess it kind of goes with my curiosity, right? It goes down to even like pizza sauce, right?
Yeah.
Like getting my own pizza sauce and making it, not going and buying the ragu.
Yeah.
Like me going, I can just get some tomatoes and get this and get that and mix things together and make it come out right.
Yes. Yeah.
Looking up recipes and figuring out how to do it the right way.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Making up a recipe, or researching the recipe.
Yes.
Making the recipe, making it work. Experimenting so it comes out perfect. I like it. What led you up to the point where you said, this is what I wanted to do?
Man, so once I figured out that when I made it and it started, I liked it and I enjoyed it. I started passing out to friends and family and sending it across I am stuttering. Sending it across the country. So sending it down south to Georgia and Florida to my family to see how they liked it. Giving it to my close family here. I gave it to y'all.
Yes.
Gave it to our whole group of
Loved
friends.
it, by the way. Yeah.
My original stuff, I gave it to everybody just to see what, how they liked it. And I was looking for feedback. And everybody's feedback was great. And I enjoyed it. And then when you go with that anhydrous route, it tends to be a little more greasy.
Yeah.
And so some people, they're like, hey, it is a little greasy. So you have to figure out ways to try and cut the grease down on the products and figure out what it is you can add into it to cut it down a little bit. And so, but other than that, man, everybody telling me how great things were and how they liked it, that's what really propelled me forward to want to go forward and start my own business.
So I have a question. So when you, I remember when you did, mind you, he hooked me up, and I got to sample his products. Not only here, we live in Washington State, by the way, the Pacific Northwest, but I got to take this product and share it with my family from New Jersey. I got to share it with my family from Florida. I got to share it with my family from Puerto Rico. And every single one of these people really enjoyed your product. How do you take everybody's suggestion. They have. I mean, some people like it this way. Some people. Oops, sorry. Some people like it this way. How do you take all these and create a recipe that works for everyone? Which I want to say this. I love the way your product is right now, and I liked it before, but the way it is now, I love it. How did you do that? Like, how did you create that?
So, the original recipe, which, like I said, I've said this before, is anhydrous. That, since it's just butters and oils, the downside to that is shipping in the summertime. In the summertime, it'll melt. And I tested that theory when I shipped to my cousin down in Florida. I called her like, "Hey, do you have it?" She says yes. She goes, "But it's complete liquid."
Wow.
And I was like, okay, this is not what I want to happen. And I was kind of nervous to go to the emulsified route because that required me to add in more things that I just wasn't comfortable doing yet. And I'm a part of a Facebook group, and watching all these folks that are making these emulsified butters kind of gave me the confidence to say, you know what, forget it. I'm about to go after it. I'm just going to try it. And I went through looking up recipes and finding what people are talking about and seeing what everybody's doing. And from there, I just went forward. And I remember watching one video where, so you have to add Germo Plus into your product. And the Germo Plus is what helps cut down on bacteria growth. And one lady was like, "Oh, you can add it straight to your product or straight to your batch." And another lady was like, "No, you have some Germo Plus in a cup. Take a little bit of your butter, put it in the cup, and then you mix it together. Once you have that mixed together, you add it to the rest of your batch." Well, I didn't do that the first time. I just added it straight to my big batch, and it curdled the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And you can't bring it back from that.
Yeah.
So if I hadn't have done so much research and watched so many videos, I would have never remembered or never seen that I saw this other lady who said, "Hey, you need to mix this in the cup first. And then once it gets mixed together a little bit, you can add it to your batch." And ever since then, I've been doing it that way, and I've had zero issues with my product curdling. So it's just...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's just, doing that research and figuring it out. And then I know another thing you asked me was, how do I make something that's for everybody, which this isn't probably for everybody. I wish I made something else for everybody, and everybody's going to like my products. Yeah. And I understand that, and I've come to that realization, early.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I go off of what the majority say. The majority of people say, "Hey, I enjoy what you're making. Keep doing it like this." And so that's what I've been doing. And man, even going for, even trying out different types of butters and different styles. Like you can have a unrefined butter, which keeps more of the natural properties in it.
Yeah.
Or a refined butter where the properties get taken out of it, but it creates a smoother, odorless butter that gives you a completely different texture and feel. So making those decisions are something else too, that I have to do. And I've done that, going from refined or going from unrefined to refined. Yes, because it just gives you a lot smoother butter, and it also allows for fragrances to hold a lot better.
Yeah.
And you don't have to add as much fragrance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
crazy. So I have a question.
Okay.
With that being said, what victories have you had during this startup journey?
Oh,
I know you've I don't want to say only, I shouldn't say only, but I know you are starting up.
Yes.
What victories have you had during this time frame?
My first victory was successfully making my first emulsified butter. That was my first victory. And I remember like making it and then running down the hallway to my wife going, I got it. I got it. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. And she was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yes, try, look at it. And so she congratulated me on that. And then, doing my first craft market, terrified. I can't lie to you, did my first craft market. I was so scared and I was nervous about it. But the craft market going well, that worked for me. And I was happy with the outcome from that. And then my most recent victory is going into a store.
That's
Like going
That's
into a
awesome.
store.
Yeah.
I'm in Kitsap Crafters Market in the Kitsap Mall, and so you can find my products there also on top of going to my Etsy page. But it's been that was a fun one, and I remember the week leading up to going into that store. Oh man, it was such a stressful week.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out, what do I need to bring in? What should I do? Is this gonna work? Like, yeah, it was a crazy week. But once everything got into the store, honestly, that whole week of prep, and it took me 20 minutes to set up in the store, and then I was done.
So it was like all this time and effort was spent in getting ready to go, but then once you actually got there, it was
20 minutes of setup, which that also kind of worked in my. The one thing I did was I did a mock setup in my house, and that mock setup, it came together in like 5 minutes, and I'm not that good. I just got lucky that I set something up the right way and it looked right.
Yeah.
So I was prepared when I went into the store.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was yeah.
So did you have to, like, when setting up in the store, did you have to bring your own equipment in?
I definitely did. So they just gave me a blank table. And so the lady she gave me an idea. She was like, hey, maybe you should get like a tablecloth or like a runner. So I went in, I remember ordering a runner online, and then the runner never came in. And so the day that I'm supposed to go and set my stuff up, I end up having to go to the store and buy a runner to match my style of what I wanted. And then I got some wooden, like these wooden crate boxes that were kind of like, they looked like they had been like it's like burnt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I got some of
like
those,
like a rustic type of a look.
Yes, definitely, I got that. And so I used that, did a setup with those, and it was the good thing that I set up at home, because it was easier for me to go into the store and set everything up.
That's what's up. I have a question, man. What do you feel like your niche is, and how has that helped you with your success?
I feel like my gift for talking. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like my gift for talking helps me in this, because especially when I'm face to face with somebody,
Yes.
it allows me to talk to them and get them to understand exactly what I'm doing. So I worked in sales for 4 years.
Yeah.
And while working in sales, we had to drill on proper ways to sell. Now, at the time I was selling, I can say this now, I was selling products that I didn't believe in. Right?
Yeah.
I was selling mattresses.
Yeah.
And it was kind of hard to sell a product that wasn't mine. And so I could definitely talk the talk, but did I believe what I was telling everybody all the time? No.
It was hard to walk the walk as well.
100%.
Yeah.
But I 100% believe in my product, so it's easy for me to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to believe in it. I get to be myself now. I don't have to talk like this to appease people. I get to be who I am. I get to talk in my voice. If I want to if I want to use slang while I'm out at a craft market, I can do it. I'm not handcuffed anymore into being somebody that I'm not. I don't have to code switch anymore.
Yes.
I am Darren. I'm who I am. This is my product. I'm Quiet Vibrance, and I get to be me while doing it. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't have to appease people for any random nonsense.
Yeah.
So yes, that's probably the one part that I enjoy the most about this.
Yeah.
Is I get to be me.
I will say this. I went to a crafting market with, and I seen Darren there with Quiet Vibrance, and let me tell you, man, I bought stuff. This dude, you are so personable, and it's not even like you can talk to people to get them to purchase your products, and it's not even about trying to get people to purchase your products, because you don't have to do that. You approach them and you give them a space where they feel comfortable. And then once you let them know that this is your product and you know every single ingredient that's in this product, you make people, it speaks for itself. Me, I feel like I'm a naturalist. You know what I'm saying? And it's important to me that all the products that I use, I know exactly what's in them, you know? And you provide that for other people. And I saw you do this at the crafting market.
Yes.
And it's different when you are able to, when you feel confident inside of your product.
Yes, definitely. That is the greatest thing, is that I have the confidence.
Yeah.
And I believe in my product, and I believe what I'm doing.
Yes.
I mean, and I believe in it so much that I was able to pay attention and see where I was missing. At my first craft market, I was seeing men walk by with beards, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh man, why am I not going into the beard? Why am I not going into the beard, the beard part of this?" And I'm just looking at all these opportunities that I'm missing. So I went home that night, and I get online and I started looking up. How to make, how I need to, make and create beard oils and beard balms.
Yes.
And I'm like researching and following.
Yes.
And I find a recipe, and then I tweak it to make it my own. And then just recently, I realized that I still didn't like the recipe fully, so I had to add more of I had to increase some of the beeswax, which then I needed to decrease an oil.
Yes.
But once I increased that and I made the product, and I was like, this is exactly what I wanted out of my beard balm the whole time.
Wow.
So, and yes, a lot of it is just research and being curious.
Yeah.
And me not being afraid.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. I love that. I really do. That's, it's when you have the opportunity to kind of go back, look at the product that you have, make sure that it's up to your standards. And when it's up to your standards, it's a game changer.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Man, you see, I feel like we keep doing this. And when we keep doing this, I keep getting excited, man. Okay? Like I'm already sold, Darren. I do, actually. We're going to talk after this about some more beard products, okay?
Most definitely.
All right, but what are the hurdles you have, and how did you get over them?
Oh, see, once again, we talked about how we sent each other our questions before, and this first hurdle had to do with doubt, fear, and anxiety. And so I had to overcome those things. I dealt with a lot of anxiety in my past, which stopped me from doing a lot of things. And with the anxiety comes doubt, and then with the doubt also comes fear, right? And so there were times before where I was supposed to have started a podcast years ago. I'm talking about like 10 years ago with a friend of mine. He said, "Hey, Darren, we need to start this podcast. Or actually, we want to start doing YouTube videos." And I said, "Okay, well, yeah, let's do it." But I was fearful of doing it because I didn't think it would actually work. And then, 10 years later, I see a group of guys on YouTube doing exactly what this guy was telling me that he wanted to do, right? And then there was a time when I wanted to do food reviews, and I didn't do it. I figured, oh man, nobody's gonna listen to this, and I let that fear and that doubt creep in.
Yep.
And so it gave me an easy out because I didn't think anybody would listen to it.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I'm on social media, and I see people just going crazy with food reviews. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah.
And so I end up, I don't care. I talk about mental health. I had anxiety, and doctor was like, "Bruh, I think you're having some panic attacks and got some anxiety. Here's a little bit of medication." Boom. And I was like, "Okay, bro, you're gonna give me the lowest dose. You're gonna have me out here messed up." But my anxiety medication allowed me to see things more clear, and allowed me to that doubt that I was always having, it allowed that stuff just to kind of go away. And so when I decided I was going to do my skincare, I wasn't afraid. It was like it gave me everything that I needed, being able to think clearly and see things clearly and not be afraid of going forward and attacking this. I mean, it's the same thing with us starting the podcast. No, I have no fear about it. I don't care what anybody's going to think. And I 100% believe that doubt and fear will kill any dream, any hope, anything that you want to do. It'll knock it down. So you have to, whatever you need to do to not have that doubt and that fear, do it. Because those things right there will knock any of your dreams down into the dirt.
That, yes. There was, okay. There was a video I was watching, and it was about this guy. He was going around asking people, what's your dream? You know, and the lady says, I want to be a singer. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen this video, but she says, I want to be a singer. And he says, well, look, I have a million followers right now. This is your chance. You sing, people are going to see you, and you're going to be exposed. Here's the mic. Nervousness.
Yep.
Being scared.
Yep.
Anxiety. All that got in the way. We are the one thing that stands in the way from getting over that hurdle.
Yes.
I hear you, man.
Yes.
I hear you. It is sometimes, as a photographer, it is sometimes so hard to step out of your own way.
Yep.
It's difficult. Thank you for speaking on that. I'm not kidding.
I mean, it's the truth.
You.
It's the truth. And then, not even that, like just wondering who's gonna support you also. Yeah. And for me, I've always been able to talk a big game. Yeah. Right. Yep. But internally, I internally, like, I'm going crazy.
Man, that's crazy. I have a question for you, man.
Okay.
Who has been the most influential person in your life?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know if I can say one person, but there's gonna be multiples here. I'm gonna pull three. Number one, I'm gonna go with my dad. This man, to me. Actually, okay, I lied. I'm gonna do four. So first, I'm gonna start with my dad. My dad is just great, man. He doesn't care what it is that any of his children do. He just wants them to be the best at whatever they do. Like, if all you do, if you go and you work fast food, he's gonna say, okay, well, you're working the grill. And his brain will go, well, you can go from the grill to the cashier. You go from cashier to the window. You go from the window to assistant manager, from assistant manager to manager, from manager to, to district manager or whatever, but his brain works like that. Yeah. He doesn't care where you start out. His brain works, look, you can grow from here to there to there to there to there. As long as I am being a productive member in this society, and as long as I'm taking care of my family, my dad is happy. Yes. And I want to be that way. I want to find that level of happiness and love for my children. My dad loves everything about his kids. Yes. And I just want to be like that. My second person is my mother. That woman pushes me. She's always pushed me. And she will continue to push me even in my big age of almost 38. Yeah. She's going to push me and just want me to be better. And I know she has my back to the end. Number three is going to be my wife. Yes. This woman wants the best for me all the time. Yeah. And for her, I want to be better. I want to be better without her ever even saying anything. She's never said a single word to me about anything, but I've wanted to be better just for her. Yeah. I injured my back, and it came to a point where I couldn't do the job that I did anymore. I couldn't do scaffolding anymore. And she was like, okay, well, you're going to be a stay-at-home dad. And it takes a lot for me because I'm always used to working. I'm used to having like a job.
Yeah.
And now I have to revert to being a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And in my brain of brains, I'm a man. I'm supposed to work. I'm supposed to provide. I'm supposed to bring in money. Now, look, my wife is a nurse, and I knew I was never going to catch her in pay, right? But I knew I still needed to be a man and work and bring in money. So with me having to become a stay-at-home dad, I took a little shot at my manhood for a while. And it took some time. But she's like, I just want you to do something that you're going to be happy with. Do something that's going to make you happy. And it took me a while. It took me almost 6 years. But here I am doing something right now that makes me happy with skin and beard care and then this dope freaking podcast that everybody should watch all the time.
Yes, 100%.
But yeah, and then the fourth person is my brother Kenton. Now, we may not be blood, but blood don't mean nothing. This man, if you were to look at what you think, well, for me anyways, looking at what a man should be and what a person should be, he embodies that as a whole. Loves his kids, takes care of his family. I've watched this dude, he can build and put together anything. Dang dude can put together a whole engine, then go back and do wood floors, put up electrical work. Like, this man can do everything and then still turn around and show all of his kids love and his wife love and all of his family love and no matter where they're at. Like, this dude, like, I've learned a lot from him in the last, I don't know, I've known him for, I think, the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And he's 100% become my older brother.
Wow.
And so a lot of times, like, if I'm dealing with something, I'll 100% call him and be like, yo, bruh, like, I need that older advice.
Yeah.
Let me know what's going on. So those 4 people are the most influential, hands down.
I listening to what you were talking about, man, listening to what you were saying, me as a person that has always worked, ever since I was 14 years old, I've always had a job working for somebody, there was a period where I was a stay-at-home dad, and it was difficult just to be a stay-at-home dad, and I feel that that's awesome, man. Is that when you are a stay-at-home dad and you make it work for yourself?
Yes. Well, the other cool thing about this right now, though, is like my sons, they got to see me go through this whole process.
Yes.
So you can ask my sons, oh, what does your dad do? Oh, he makes body butters. And so, like, they know, they're 4 and 6, so they know.
Yes.
They know exactly what I do.
Yep.
They see me go through the process. They see me in the kitchen working and creating. They see me sitting there writing down.
Yeah.
They want to know everything all the time. They want to know, did I create a new scent? What new one did I make? So, I mean, these boys have their whole room is just like stacked with all these different scents and oil and fragrances.
Wow.
And they love it. They're like, oh, I put on this scent this time. I have on this scent that time. Or I mixed these 2 scents this time. So, yeah, those 2 boys, those also. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw them in as my other inspirational people.
Yeah.
Because they definitely inspire me to watch them. For me watching them watch me create this, that has been inspiring.
That kind of brings me to my next question, man. What do you see the future of Quiet Vibrance, man?
I like to think in short term. In my short term movement right now is to take over Kitsap County. I want to be the man. I want to be the person that everyone comes to in Kitsap County and buys their body creams, body oils, beard stuff from. And once I take over Kitsap County, I'll snatch up Western Washington. And once I snatch up Western Washington, I'll take over all of Washington. And then I'm good there.
Okay.
Now, if I want to take over a little more of the country, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But I'm good right there.
Yeah.
I don't need to be too big. I don't need to get too big for my britches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if I ever make it big, I still want to drive give me like a little Kia Sorento. I'm good with that. I don't need no big money cars. I'm
okay.
cool.
Okay.
I need no big old house.
Okay.
No, I want property.
I felt that. Listen, let them know. Okay. Yes, please. Let's please investment.
Yes.
Okay. What is the 1, 2, or 3 things you want people to take away from this interview today?
I want people to go after your dreams. Fast and hard, and don't be afraid. Don't let that doubt or that fear or that anxiety to stop you from attacking your dream, no matter what it is. If it's starting your own business, which this is what we talk about, business. If it's starting your own business, go attack that.
Yes.
You got to go forward. Put your plan in place. Write it down if you have to, and go attack it. If your dream is to go to school and become something, go do that.
Yes.
If your dream is to own a house, own a better car, get whatever it is you need, write your plan down. Keep it to yourself. You don't got to tell everybody what your plan is, and then go attack it. Because sometimes if you tell everybody your plan, somebody's going to look to knock it down or even look to take it from you. So keep your plan to yourself a little bit and keep the important people in the know. Go take it out. Go do what you want to do. Seriously. Another thing I want you to know is I got the best skin and beard care stuff on the market.
Right.
So we know what it is already. Quiet Vibrance Skincare. Go check it out and go get it.
I love it, man. I love it. I love that. I'm not, man. Yes.
What's
yes.
not to love?
All right, G. So, remember how 2 weeks ago when you had this question and you said, so we had, shared our questions with each other beforehand, but then you snuck one in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's my turn now. Okay. I have a question for you.
Okay.
You don't know this question, but I went ahead and I took this a little step further. Okay.
Snap.
So this question is from an anonymous viewer. Oh wait, did I say that right? Anonymous. Sorry about that, folks. Anonymous viewer. Okay. They have a question for you. So they said, all right, so already your products are amazing and they all smell so good. Okay. Which one is your favorite scent?
An anonymous viewer asked that.
Yes, an anonymous viewer asked that question.
It's a good thing that I know this already. I know this question already. And it's funny because I thought about this last night without even knowing this was going to be the question. Last night I was like, man, what are my 2 favorite scents? Well, I actually have 2 favorite scents. But my favorite is Suit and Tie, which is a cedar leather scent. But I call it Suit and Tie because that's just exactly what it smells like. It smells like you're going to this event and you have on a nice clean suit and a tie and you got on the nice shoes and you pull up to the front of the event and you step out and everybody's looking at you like that is what it gives me. That's what that smell gives me, right? Yes. And then Smooth Cigar is my other one, which it's a tobacco vanilla flavor. And I love that one because that just gives me this, it's like, it's sweet, it's spicy, but you just kind of, it's a sit back, laid back scent. Like you're really just like, you have a really nice vanilla cigar sitting in front of you. Yeah. And I love it because of, like I say, like that sweetness and that spice coming together. And I don't know, when I think about that, when I put that on, it gives me that idea of sitting back in a man cave. If you drink, having a cigar and a glass of whiskey next to you, and you're just chilling, vibing to some music or whatever, maybe you're sitting down with your friends and y'all are talking outside. But that is what Smooth Cigar gives me. Yes. So those are my 2 favorite ones.
And I have Smooth Cigar, and let me tell you, man, that's probably one of my favorite scents as well.
Yes.
That one, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I like pineapples. But Smooth Cigar and pineapples are probably my 2 favorite scents that you have. That's what's up, man. I like that.
Most definitely.
All right, man. So we are like coming to the end of this. I do have one question, man. So now that we got all the questions out the way, I do have one last question for you, bro. How can the people get a hold of you, bro?
Well, first off, y'all can go to my Etsy page. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me show my shirt.
Let me see.
Quiet Vibrance. Quiet Vibrance at Etsy. Or you can go to the Kids App Crafters Market inside of the Kids App Mall. That store is just right outside of JCPenney's. I have a Facebook page. That's at Quiet Vibrance. It'll just lead you right to my Etsy page when you click on the link. And then Man, I do craft markets.
We'll also post a link to his website
Yes.
on our Facebook page
Yes.
for Startup Stories with Darren and Randy, okay?
Yes.
So, yeah, listen, hands down, I want to say that Quiet Vibrance is probably one of the best. I'm not going to say one of. It's the best product I have used on my face, my hands, my feet, my beard, my hair, all of it. Bro.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it is so good. And the scents, they smell really, really good.
And I ship across the nation.
Let them know. Man, yes. Yes. All right, man. Hey.
All right.
Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Oh, yes,
letting
sir.
the people know
Yes,
your
sir.
startup stories, bro.
Startup Stories.
Yes, sir.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you want to be featured on our show, go ahead and send us a message on our Facebook page, or you can check the description for our email. Yo.